This is Q Eturautti, still aiming to be the most boring candidate of this election. Right now I am not making this video in Tampere but in Sastamala, a few towns over. I come here sometimes to be in nature for a few days. That's kind of my way to relax my mind. But this also gives me a nice way to talk about my point, cooperation of many kinds. Now the town of Sastamala is also part of the Pirkanmaa region like Tampere, and we do need to cooperate between all the towns here. Now it can be, of course, competition, which is good. I mean, we spar with each other a little bit, compete, and then find out who's better, find out better ways of doing things, and of course try to improve on ourselves as well to match the competition. But it's also a lot of cooperation. Some things are done masterfully in one town, and another town will be wise to take advantage of that and focus on their own special strengths while of course finding new ones. Then there's of course like cultural cooperation, the Cultural Capital Project, and many other smaller projects is where we really need to come together, and we're doing that well. But cooperation has to also work between political parties, and thus I've prepared a little message for some of the main political parties taking part in the Tampere decision making, and I'll try to shuffle this order here. Let's start with the left alliance, Vasemmisto, a little bit further leaning left party. To them I would like to thank you for noticing the people that so many tend to forget. You see the people and the places and parts of this town that many others just now don't see, but because you're always vigilant and keeping the matter in front of us in all decision making, we can be sure not to forget these people. I thank you for having visibility like this. To the Greens, I would like to thank you for keeping the environment with us in all decisions. We know we have to remember the environment angle in any decision, not just the ones only dealing with environment, but with all decisions. I'd also like to thank you for understanding culture very widely. You understand that culture can bring something old and new together, and you've always been ready to defend something new, even when, let's just say, a little bit more conservative fashion decision makers have not really liked the idea, but you've known that there is a need and desire for it, and you've been willing to defend something new. That's wonderful. To the Finns, that is a populist right-leaning party, I would like to say, I really thank you for keeping an eye on the money. You tend to look at the budget with a very, very powerful microscope, and you're always ready to question and make sure that are we getting some of our money's worth with this project? Do we need this? Are we paying too much? And these are really important questions because money is a finite resource, and if someone doesn't ask every now and then, what are we doing? And are we just doing this because we've always done it? I mean, the story of the Emperor's New Cloak kind of comes to mind in this situation, but you're keeping it on the agenda. Thank you. And to the Social Democrats, that would be a center-left party, I would like to say your mayor, Lauri Lyly, has been a very positively surprising character. And I thought that, well, he's a person that's worked close to the party all his life, but I mean, he has been so open about all the different aspects of the city of Tampere. He's seen different things. He's very often gone out of his comfort zone just to meet and see new things with an open mind and arms wide, eyes open. He's gone into new places, new things, and he's really tried to bring the idea that the city of Tampere is many stories and all of them have a place, and that's been wonderful to see. Now, in decision making, no single party makes the decisions. It's always a cooperation between many. And this means that we do need each other. I'm not going to tell you that our party is superior. All parties have a need. They answer to different viewpoints from different people. We need each other. And in the time when it comes to make a decision, the wisest we could do is debate the matter. Have a good old-fashioned debate. Bring in the pros and the cons on this side and that side. Bring all of them in and only then arrive at the decision. You know, as I've always been saying, you got to have a lot more questions and a lot less answers. And this way we would have a lot more of those questions before we finally come to the answer. And what this needs respect. Now, we don't have to agree with each other. I mean, God forbid, that would be boring. But respect. Every person there has been voted into office, and they have a right to be there and their opinions heard. And as long as there's respect between all of them, we will hear them, we will learn. Of course, we might also change our opinions if someone has a very valid, good viewpoint. This has happened in the history of this city. It hasn't always gone across party lines. That's a good sign. That means that we are able to talk and understand. This is what we need. You do remember the wisest of all the Greeks was the one who knew that he knew nothing. Well, with a little bit of that in mind, one should always walk into a council meeting, knowing that I am going there to find out something, not just announce that this is the ultimate truth that I've come to be, and that's all that's going to be. You do have your point. Everyone will come in with their point, with their viewpoint, but you need to listen, because there's going to be several dozen other viewpoints, and they might actually be good. And if any elected council member wants to become wise, it starts with knowing what you don't know. And there again, we need the other parties and we need their respect. There's far too much campaigning, putting blame on other parties, saying that, well, we do things so much better than the others. If those guys make the decisions, then it's going to be really bad. But, I mean, what do I have to gain by adding to that? Twitter is already full of that stuff. The blogs, the opinion posts, Instagrams, TikToks, Facebooks and whatnot, it's full of that stuff already. I just want to say thank you, because I think if we work together, we're going to find something good. And I want to show, at least in words, I will hope to have a chance to show it in actions again as well, that I will respect the others there, and I hope you will challenge me, and I hope we will both learn from it. So that's for this so-called political video this time. I think I'm gonna go watch the birds now and take a big long zoom lens to help me. All right, toodles.